Welcome to our channel of Skills Learning Network for Excellence Knowledge. Today we proceed with our lesson of physics, and for today we'll talk about Newton's second law of motion. What is Newton's second law of motion? The force is equal to the rate of change of momentum. The force is equal to the rate of change of momentum. For a constant mass, force equals mass times acceleration. Newton's law of motion, Newton's second law of motion, unlike the first law of motion, pertains to the behavior of the objects for which all existing forces are unbalanced. The second law of motion is more quantitative and is used extensively to calculate what happens in situations involving a force. Let's see defining how to define Newton's second law of motion. Newton's second laws state that the acceleration of an object depends upon two variables: the net force acting on the object and the mass of an object. The acceleration of the body is directly proportional to the net force acting on the body and inversely proportional to the mass of the body. This means that as the force acting upon the object is increased, the acceleration of the object is increased. Likewise, as the mass of an object is increased, the acceleration of the object is going to decrease or decrease. Newton's second law can be formally stated as: the acceleration of an object as produced by a net force is directly proportional to the magnitude of the force or of the net force in the same direction as the net force, and inversely proportional to the mass of the object. What is a net force? A net force is the sum of all force acting on the body. More precisely, it is a vector sum of all force acting on the body. Consider two forces of magnitude 30 Newton and 20 Newton that exerted to the right and left respectively on the holes shown in the picture. If we assume that the rightward direction as positive, then the net force on the holes can be calculated as follows. Do you see how it is calculated? Okay, we proceed with our application of second law. What is the applications of second law in our daily life? The application of the second law of motion can be seen in identifying the amount of force needed to make an object move or to make it stop. The following are a few examples that we have listed to help you to understand this point of the second law of motion. The second law of motion is applied in kicking a ball. When we kick a ball, we exert a force in a specific direction, which is the direction in which it will travel. In addition, the stronger the ball is kicked, the stronger the force we put on it and the farther away it will travel. That is one. Two, application: pushing a cart. It is easier to push an empty cart in a supermarket than it is to push a loaded one. More mass requires more force to accelerate. Another application: two people walking. Among the two people walking, if one is heavier than the other, then the one weighing heavier will walk slower because the acceleration of the person weighing lighter is greater. That is the concept on the second law of motion. Thank you for listening. Subscribe our channel, like this content, and share with your fellow, and comment there below. Thank you for listening and for watching this channel.